Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Time to get ready to go for the next speed tour as a rerun on today's live summit event in the Crew 2. Ever since to be participated by the original date from July 14th through the 21st of 2021 from Season 8, and now for the current season is about to be available on November 27th through December 4th in 2024. No changes on 6 events and 3 skills, and is about to be ready to go for the encore after finishing up from Sunshine States and being on the main scheduled date to be coming up on Speed Trap by next week in Wednesday. Better be ready, and this time the main focus that you're about to get yourself prepared to have a nice hands on the Chevrolet Corvette C2 2.0 edition is now available when you're about to go climbing up at the Platinum. Better be ready, folks. This will have to get a main part for only a 3 restricted vehicle and eligibility that you're about to get yourself to be pooping up, race hard, and go drive like you're about to be having a main part to be related to the US Speed Tour East Edition from Season 3, Episode 1. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and start for today's live summit event. So it's been finishing up, and go clear from Sunshine State has now been remained on the Platinum for myself to be placed up on rank 1,617 place by 1,210,343 points has now going to have a 1 exterior parts, followed by Rallycross on the Fame Magnet, and Multi-Color Smoke is now being listed on the Rare Vanity to go for the Platinum. Got to go collect it and have 150,000 followers to go rack up, and currently to be placed by icon level in 3,479. And there's going to be having a 1 upcoming rerun on the Rapids Crew 2. It's about to be scheduled from coming soon after the IC Xmas for the Christmas themed holiday. As a reminder, December 4th through 11 is now going to be entered to have a mutual week for having a main procedure to go finishing up and early arrival in the first week of December. This was to get down and have some 6 events to have a 3 vehicle restriction, 1 for the forced vehicle selection, and 2 events by no restriction with Rallycross and Drag Race Discipline. Time to go qualify on Speed Trap, Low Altitude, and Salam. Just have to get down to be on the land base, water base, and air base that you're about to get yourself to be proven up to go faster up to be in the main get-go. So first up, Magnificent Mile to be located at Chicago in the Midwest and located in the state of Illinois. First up, land base to go Speed Trap skill to be choosing with my Corvette Stingray C7 Drag Race Edition 2014 with my UTRS Inspirtech livery by changing up on the underglow vanity to go for the IC style of the temperature to go cooling down. But this will have to do the perfect time before winter is coming. Got to be ready and have the burn temperature to go heat it up and have to be on a patient standby to go pass on to the green zone. Perfect launch, and let's bring out the nitro to go kick it up in the high gear and have a good clear distance to be pulled out the nitro. Alright, there you go, and good placement to be at 386.6 miles per hour. That should do very good. Solid check, and go rack up for having a 1 attempt brand new record is now being placed by 121,958 points. That should do very good, so let's go for having skill 2 on low altitude at the same place in Chicago. We'll have to get myself to be ready to have a different airplane discipline to be selected, and go for the GBR-1 is now at the ready. But the bigger it gets, the flyer will have to take the skies, will have to go soaring in by having a 1 good clear step to be keeping a good low altitude. Got to fly very low. Got to keep it maintain pace and time and condition to go for exactly on the evening. Just have to keep going underneath the bridge. The faster it gets, the lighter will have to keep a good center on formation thanks to the score breaker. Okay, just have to keep it a little bit serpentine in and keep it center on formation. Smoke check and go for the trail. Nice. Just have to give a hashtag low altitude perfection in formation. 2 seconds, and almost done. Piece of cake, and go for having a 33,162 points is now cleared. Check, and racking up by having another part for the 100,000 point in skill number 2 in the air. 155,897 points. Good, check, and let's go onto the water to be at the river at skill number 3. We'll have to head back to Chicago to be having a main part to go for having a water-based vehicle. By featuring to have a Proto Offshore Mark 1 and 2 for having a main feature for the segment, I'll have to decide and go with Mark 1 and Mark 2 variants for the segment just to have one score breaker, and the other, Nitro Chemist, is about to be ready up to go for an exclusive restricted vehicle event. Now I'll have to choose the Offshore Mark 1 to be well prepared to go for the salon for having a 2017 model to have a version to go maximum on 250 per level in 2700 horsepower. This will have to take a good wide open topless version of this powerboat and give it much more power to be going up to have a good figure to be slid around on the main gates in the rivers of Chicago. Got to keep it nice and center and go for having a main perspective to have a good flow of the racing line in the water. Just have to pull out the nitro. Main ejected complete by 50%. That's more like it. Just have to keep going in and bring out a good rudder to be bring out with some more paces. The river seems to be calm. They won't be having no problem at all. Alright, that's good. Just have to keep it nice and tight. Down to 15 seconds to go. Just have to go wave around. 10 seconds left. Come on, just have to keep that main checkpoint to go mark and go clear. Bummer. Still close and time limit in. 37,257 points has now been finished and checked by the countdown has now been left to 0. But 155,209 points is now being checked, clear, and let's go with 6 events. We'll have to be face up to go for the nighttime sci-fi filter for the deemed condition. For the Mark 1 version of the Proto Offshore is now done. Now it's the Mark 2 version's turn to go racing on New York City on Not So Quiet on the Eastern Front. This was to get ready to have a main preparation to go power up and have a good acceleration to go main focus to be achieved on the first position as the 3-second countdown to be ready up and go butter up to be faster to bring out the nitro of the fireworks. Then let's go and go for having a head start towards the first checkpoint to go ready up and have a main push to be on the main acceleration to go set sail. So I totally got this one. Deemed background to go for having a blue in nighttime. So I just got the lead and go for 3.4 second on the gap. Turn checkpoint and moving on forward to see some spectators to be seen on the water platform. So I barely had to keep a good watchful eye on the buoys. Go clear and try not to lose enough speed. That should do very well to keep a good line and racing sail to go flow on the water. Checkpoint going clear and just have to be patient. One jump will have to give a good surprise. So I have to keep a good watchful eye out and just have to keep a good main course to be on the water. Now here comes a good drag. Checkpoint clear and go for having a 2 choice of opportunity. Got to take the left and go for the jump. Nice and good for the Mark II Offshore Proto. Still barely got this one. Pop out the nitro fireworks and finish line has now been achieved by the podium to go by a total time in 1 minute 34.685 seconds by having an excellent outcome sail performance. That's 121,635 points, and also to have exactly to go for having a main course to get things to be done and successful. But don't worry, a little bit setback and first event to be checked and cleared before moving on in race number 2. but the short time might have to go for a drag race to be on the FDR drive to be placed on New York City at the Manhattan. Time for my Corvette C7 Stingray Drag Race Edition 2014. Ready to go 3 runs. Just have to do your usual way and have a no restriction only for all dragster vehicle. Let's do this. 3 runs like ever before, go for the usual, and have a main top speed acceleration that you're about to go for a quick second by over and under 10 seconds that you're about to get determined. So first run and main objective by 13.433 seconds. Give a good burn check, wait for the green gauge and mark to be in a stay position. Alright. Just have to step on the gas on the green lights and then go green. Earlier as it gets, and perfect ship, all you might need to do is gonna to keep pull out the nitro whenever you might need to go optional. Alright, that's the first part of the phase of the run. Just have to go patient up to be on the tally up results. 10.865 seconds, gear shift is good. Now let's go for run number 2. I barely have to keep a good, decent drag run by under 10 seconds. This is where you might have to bring out enough nitro chemists to go fully expert. Now for the second run. Gonna have to keep a good prep work and keep the green gauge to be stay on top and 3 seconds to go mark on the green. That's a good start. Just have to go early nitro to be on the high speed. Extreme and go beyond. Alright, that's run number 2 clear. Just have to be keeping a good perfection. Might need to go by 100%. Run time is 11 seconds with a decimal of 0.773 seconds. Top speed 381 miles per hour. Gear shift is good. So here comes the third and final run. Got to keep it and keep going higher up on the high speed to go for the limitation. Alright, good perfect and wait. Perfect start, here I go and respawn on the gear shift. Oh, so very close. I can hardly feel the 400 miles per hour to get up to be clear on the finish line. And there you have it. 401 miles per hour and 10.6 seconds has now been well calculated, checked, and solid flying work by receiving a legendary bundle. And the result is 121,938 seconds. Perfect. Good dragster and good on the FDR drive has now been finishing up on event number 2, nighttime on the sci-fi background before moving on to be at Miami, Florida, and just have to get down to have some usual vehicle by the restriction. But maybe if I had to go again and have the Chevrolet Corvette C2 2.0 edition as a forced vehicle to have a received prize by 200,000 points. So it's up to Harlem, and that will have to get yourself to have a nice good choice and have the C2 Corvette Stingray in the 2.0 edition if you already might need to get this one to be received as a prize for the Live Summit event. But good thing I already have one, and good to be on the average per level is about to go reverted, normal, and place up to be at 213 to be marked on the ready. Time to go old-fashioned and retro futuristic concept style to be up and go for the 3-second countdown on the grid, and some few other street racing vehicles are about to be ready, get set, and go for having a good green light to be marked on the procedure. For 3 laps, we'll always have to keep a good racing line ever out there without any obstacles to go quicker up and have some tight turns without using shortcuts. Got to hit the streets. Gonna have to go focus on Tio in the Nissan GT-R 2015. Okay, now going retro and have that handling turn to keep it much more tighter up and bring out more reinforced slipstream. There we go. Just bring the C2 to go in the lead. Progression to be at 18%. Got to keep going to stay clean and keep the handling to be on the main force. Okay, there goes a contact that I just barely see in the rear. Now I really have to get in there and bring out more defense to pull out the nitro to keep it more push. Okay, being dropped down onto the third. Got to get back up onto the first. Just had to become as a Corvette expert. That's one lap down, 2 to go, and back in the first. Okay, gonna have to go strategy improvise. I know the shortcut is always about to have a quick advantage to go improve on the time. Okay, good slide turn. Pull out the nitro and keep the 2.0 C2 Corvette to stay in the lead. Naturally to go by 2.2 seconds. Still get the hang of it, just like back from Season 8 of 2021 in July. But now, we're in December of 2024. The rerun is about to go for a perfect time of an encore. Okay, here comes the main course. Got to go ace up the skill and go aggressive to have a main course to be going up to be stay on the main front line to get up onto the 100,000 points. 3.6 seconds on the gap. Then it's about to go to the final lap and keep pushing to have a main step to go quicker to be having an improved upper lap time. Just only have one event in 3 laps, we'll be doing A-OK. Okay, good kickback and force the nitro by 50% gauge of amount. 80% progression down to 19 to go. Okay, gonna have to take that main turn to go crossing through by the sidewalk. Serving up as an apex. Round it goes, and the power slide, it goes for a proper grip. So I have to keep a good skill grip without spinning out. Got a good mark by 8 seconds remain. One last checkpoint, then finish line. It's about to go arrival. Yeah, that's a good total time by 3 minutes, 35.363 seconds on the first position by the podium. Let's see the results, and good enough to be on the 62,471 points. But a follow-up catch-up might have to take a good step of requirement to go mastered on Harlem for the 2.0 edition on the Chevrolet Corvette C2 Stingray. That should do on event number 3 to be clear and check. Then let's go for having some 3 more events to be on the half remain to go for a progression. Let's have a good check preview to have a location of event. Jersey Chain Bug Cup for the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo. Alright. Stay on New York City, and number 4 event to be on a speedway to go faster, quicker, and have enough acceleration to go trailblazing by catching up with some few other touring cars with enough nitro chemists that you are about to get much more speed on the expert. But you already know about your favorite event and a favorite speedway on Jersey Racing Track. By having a changes on the vanity and putting up to have a US Speed Tour Cities tires now being equipped and alpha to go for having a major procedure to go by 320 per level at 670 horsepower at the top speed 249 miles per hour. Here I go and let the super speedway begins to go high rush. We'll have to be on the vintage classic Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo. We'll be the first one to go in the last position by the countdown in 3 seconds and see how faster can it go. And we're up. Time to bring out the Passat Nitro to go head start on the first. Modern GT cars will have to do the rest, and one classic race car will have to keep a 10 lap endurance to go faster up and bring a good top speed by around on the 5th gear on 238 miles per hour. Checkpoint main clear and go for the inside and have the outside to keep a handling of alternative. First lap is about to go clear by crossing the line, then going on in lap number 2. This race is always about to go for the piece of cake. But the top speed is more important to go faster and have a main total time to get there by achieving in 100,000 points to go over by additional by 50,000. The 911 Carrera RSR Turbo still barely got this one, viewers. Second lap is about to go clear and moving on in lap number 3. Easier said than done. Corner of progression to go inside and make it into the outside to keep the super speedway on Jersey racetrack at New York City. Current checkpoint clear. Just have to go outside and have the middle section of the track to go switch up onto the left. Third lap clear, fourth lap on the way. Okay, almost there to have a 1 lap plus on 7 GT modern cars. Gotta have to keep a good pull out the Passat Nitro to go up and inside to go corner to be slide on in. Okay, now for the slipstream part, it's about to go to be on the main straight to go in the center of the track. But be very careful, just have to keep a good avoid contact if they're about to keep a good stay on formation. Alright, that's a good part of the overtake to go line up in formation to go by 1 lap plus and still in the lead. So here comes the next lap. This should be on lap number 5. Just have to keep pushing and keep pulling out the nitro to get up and keep a procedure main total time by around in under or over 4 minutes. But this should be doing impossible to master the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo. Is all about going old-fashioned and bring out enough of horsepower to pull out with a main nitro to get much more improved with the time. Total gap distance is on the 37 seconds. That should be considered as 1 lap plus. Go around by turn number 3 and 4. That should do for the range of RPM at 197 miles per hour, and for the straightaway, go by to be at 245 miles per hour to get up to be stay closer to be around by turn 1 and 2 along with turn 3 and 4. Okay, so next checkpoint to go marked by the sector. Just have to keep the center, then go back onto the outside to have a final lap to go achieve by the podium. And there you go, by crossing the line, and good to be on the main total time by 3 minutes, 40.179 seconds to get closer and have enough good points to go over by 100,000, adding up by 118,568 points. Solid front work, and just have to keep practice to go faster and have the 5th gear to go exactly usual to be over by 230 miles per hour. So the penultimate is coming up next, as the rallycross discipline is about to be prepared for having a second part of no restriction only. But this time, stage number 2 of the US Speed Tour East Edition from Daytona to Miami in the state of Florida, as I'm about to be choosing for a different rallycross vehicle that I never used before. But the 2011 Ford Mustang GT Rallycross Edition is about to be set and go maximum on the pro level of 230 in the semi-expert handling, 735 brake horsepower and top speed, 175 miles per hour to bring out to have a good sound of the B8 muscle car engine to go converted from the FR layout to an all-wheel drive. But still have a tradition of the muscle car to be driving as a FR layout and make it much more substitute to go driving in all-wheel drive. Let's start with a 3-second countdown and be prepared to go for having a scene of the nighttime background to go faster up and go green to be on the main ejected by having 6 minutes, 24 seconds to be on the main queue of the ejected. Here comes the 90-degree angle to be leaving the space center. Got to pull out the nitro and see how faster can the Rallycross Mustang can it go. Just like the Ford Focus RS and the 2016 Rallycross version is exactly to see the Mustang is the most fine muscle car to be as a main successor to the 2015 as a Group B rally car from Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7. But still have a foundation treatment to become as a street racing discipline until being converted to become as a rallycross vehicle. But it might need to have a roll bar cage to go adding up by a reinforcement. But still might have to do some ordinary street racing treatment, but it still has some good dirt spec version ever since from the first installment of the crew. Got to keep the handling check and go mindful until the middle of nowhere. We'll have to be patient later on by having a grand finale in the next Speed Tour first rerun. Okay, 14.899 seconds is now being checked on the update. Got to keep going slide up and perform to do some drifting on the dirt. Okay, that should do very good to be decent up and have the sound of the V8 engine to go rolling up and have the strength of the muscle. Checkpoint clear, then going into the bridge by crossing around to be on the main path of the lake. Alright, the route is clear, just have to go follow up and racing up the line on the dirt. 25 seconds is on the gap distance update to be in the main total time. Time attack will always have to keep a good rush and have different rallycross vehicle if you're about to be proved to go up by over 100,000 points. Okay, sharp turn coming in. Just have to go rolling in and perform on the slide drift. Much more impressive and skillful for the Mustang GT 2011. We'll have to keep a good line on the trail to go masterful to be having an American muscle car to go master up the spec on the dirt. Okay, good concentration. Now for the checkpoint clear. Refill on the nitro is still doing well and keep up the work in progress. Now, this will have to get back in onto the third person view and give it a cue on the dirt drift. But still become as an FR layout and substitute to be roll as an all-wheel drive. Okay, now the checkpoint is all clear. Got to go crossing the bridge and have some more path to go slide up the turns to go corner in and have a good cue on the inside. There we go. Absolutely to do some 8 drift on the dirt. Oof. Okay, that was a close call. That should be doing some main skill. We'll do some requirement. Got to keep pulling out the nitro. It's gonna have to take some more rush, and the straightaway up I go by having a next part by crossing the bridge underneath the highway. So we're almost there, folks. Progression at 73% until arriving to Miami, Florida. This should be doing well and beautiful to have a good nighttime on the blue condition to get things to be rolling on the slipping skill. Down to 20% left, progression to be climbing up at 81%. Total time in 4 minutes, 30 seconds since the start of the time attack run on stage number 2 of the US Speed Tour East. Okay, good outperform and one sign to be take a hit. Alright, just almost there, within a few miles. Arriving in Miami, Florida, we'll have to take that next turn to go perform on the drift. And here I am right now, the wide open turn, and make that good final stretch to go by one last checkpoint to go. Cross the finish line, and there you go for the total time in 5 minutes, 10.885 seconds. But very good and almost to be at 93,096 points. This should do by having part 2 of the follow-up catch-up as a main requirement and already been climbing up to be on the main start of the Platinum to go down by the number of rank. Now, let's have a good look. So I'm at 8,588 place and 950,774 points. But this should do by having one more event to go by having a street race discipline as a combo by having one Alpha Grand Prix discipline for the Alpha Mark II. Then it's up to the middle of nowhere, and this will bring out to have a final step on race number 6 as part for only a next speed tour as a rerun. Third part of the vehicle restriction, and this will get down to do some quicker ways to go racing up in the middle of nowhere to have a Nitro Chemist must be eligible and required to be using up to have a main step to get up closer to have a max per level of 340. Let's go and be prepared, folks. 1 Alpha Grand Prix race car versus 7 street race vehicle to be set on the starting grid before the 3-second. We'll have to go quicker, faster, and skill reflex on each part of the turns on the street in the middle of nowhere. And it's up right now to bring out the Nitro to go head start and have the first checkpoint to be going clear along with checkpoint number 2. 1.9 second is now being checked and cleared by over 280 miles per hour. Perform on the main corner to be at a right turn and have a station update by 4.7 seconds. Here comes the next turn. Close in by the barriers and make a good inside perform without an apex. This should be doing absolutely very well to be racing up on the open ground to have a stumping position to go without any close racing edge. But the wide open and the street itself is all about to get much more trained up to be practiced for the US Speed Tour next. Next checkpoint to go clear and more Nitro to go pull out with enough time of acceleration and more grip handling. Okay, final turn clear. Just have to get back up and go to the final lap on number 2. Halfway there and go by 58% is now being on the progression. This should do well for the Alpha Mark II. Is very good to be lighter and tough on corner edges to keep it centered on a balance with using a drivetrain layout on the mid-engine. Just have to be steadier just like the original, and we're about to go for having a best encore as a first rerun. Alright, just have to get back onto the same corner. Just have to go counter up onto the right, then go to the left to be on the main, proceed to the right turn again. Just like having a chicane on the bus stop edge to go shape up onto the curb. So almost there. Just have to keep a good final turn up and watch the time. This will have to go across the finish line to go by under 2 seconds. But make it like a minute, 59.157 seconds, and the main total time is now being checked, cleared, and 100% complete for having one event for the combo by receive 106,058 points. That should do very good and job well done for the next speed tour as a first rerun just like the original. So very good, cleared, and easier said than done for the encore for having a main part of the Theme Summit to have 6 events on nighttime for having a sci-fi theme background. Perfect Platinum has now been well stopped and placed to be at rank 3,243rd place in about 22 hours left until the next speed tour is about to be over soon before coming up on Speed Trip. We'll get yourself prepared to have the next 2 vanities on Back to the 50s 10 and Disco Underglow for the silver and gold. Platinum for the Nitro Chemist Boosted for the Jet Sprint Discipline is now being served up to go additional, and of course 150,000 followers on Fame Pack for the bronze. But you might need to have 2 required vehicles with using the Cadillac Cyclone XP74 concept, followed by the Vector 340R, and of course the Alpha Mark II that you guys are about to go again for having a second time after the current previous Theme Summit. Speed Trap, Salon were only 2 type on the land by having an off-road and tarmac, and other 3 events will go for the air race, street race, and jet sprint discipline. After Speed Trip, Year of the Tiger is about to go for having a first rerun to have a Lunar Year Smoke is now being listed on the rare vanity, followed by the Maserati Alpari concept, and of course the Jaguar CX-75 concept Lunar Year Edition is about to be available on the rank of a Platinum. And IC Xmas is about to go for having a number 3 rerun to go for the celebration of a Christmas themed summon. This will be during the most wonderful time of the year until next year is about to get much more different for having a different holiday themed summon. But IC Xmas will be accepted, and that will be doing a considered part as a good Christmas holiday special until coming soon. The Rabbids Crew 2 is about to be takeover as the original Ubisoft themed crossover event, just like Rabbids Party of Legend. So I'll have to be ready to wrap this up before at the end of the video. Thank you for enjoying watching the live summit event in the Crew 2. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Follow me on Dividend Art, Instagram, Blue Sky, GT Planet, Patreon, Discord, and more social media platforms. Plus, membership is now open to everyone who will join to get access for prize levels a month with exclusive perks, custom emoji with my OCs, and many features to support the channel. It's the best way to help out with the super thanks as an extra will support and grow. I'll be seeing you guys next time on the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.